Welcome to the February 13th, 2025 edition of the DarkDox
Digest.
15 people in the chat already?
Welcome to the February 13th, 2025 edition of the DarkDox Welcome to the February 13th, 2025 edition of the DarkDox Digest with your host, Christian Coffins.
Hello, Mountain Violet. I'm loving it. Everyone's in the chat. I had no idea for more people to show up on show nights. All I needed to do was get trolled by some witch. This is fantastic. Well, welcome everybody, all the newcomers. Why is that so loud? Don't be so loud. There we go. And drop down the date, bring up the lower third, and bring me back in because I am here. Happy Thursday, everybody. Why is that so loud? No? I'm like clipping all over the place, and nothing has changed, I don't think. Anyway, we got a great show for you. 22 people, I gotta tell you, this is unprecedented because nobody watches this show except for like the 8 of us in the DarkDox Network. But it's good to see all of you new people, and I am actually looking at your comments on my cell phone live while I do the show. And if you're not familiar, DarkDox Digest is where I watch 10 hours a day of Band.video. And I'm in the DarkDox Network. They're posting a bunch of stuff. We got a bunch of experts in their fields like Greg Fernandez Jr. That's really loud. Am I like super loud today? Greg Fernandez Jr. And we also got the fabulous Data Battle Z. He did the intro today, and he does all of our YouTube shorts, and that is so appreciated. So thank you. But we're gonna dive right into it because we got our first stalker, and I'm so thrilled. And that's why the lower third today says, mess with the bull, you get the horns. Because I don't think this woman understood the hornet's nest that she stuck her, etc. into. But let's take a look at who we're dealing with here. The person I'm talking about is Johanna Maynard. She is a former owner at Self-Employed. Okay, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Former legislative assistant at Minnesota State Senate. Former campaign assistant at State Senator Richard Shelby. Former contractor at U.S. Army Space and Missile Defense Command. See where this is going? Spook. Studied at Calhoun Community College. Really? I wouldn't even be proud of that. Studied at Lakota Studies. Oh, 1 second here. I'm going to turn myself off real quick because I left the oven on. Oh, not again. Oh, well, that's what I get for walking away. What can you do? We're doing it live. We are doing it live. Where was I? She's from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And let's see why I'm so annoyed. So apparently this woman has been all up in our buddy Tina's grill for quite a while. And now apparently she's looking into me, and she's doing a terrible job of it. But let's take a look. So she wrote after last night's episode on her YouTube posts, link up there, myself and several others have an education that money can't buy, thanks to Dante. Okay. As previously mentioned in a testimony video, there were people who died to deliver the information. What the fuck are you talking about? With this education, there's something called Langer lines. It helps identify an individual. This guy has numerous red flags, you don't say. His name changes almost as much as his business entities. You're one to talk, lady. He's also a member of Predator Hunter Nation. Did you make me a member? I never got my ID card in the mail. I mean, I think I subscribed to your YouTube channel, but like, am I a member of Predator Hunter Nation? Do you guys have members? Is there a membership? Do I have to pay my dues? According to Predator Hunter Nation 2 days ago, he's their good friend and long-term predator hunting team member. Then there's the... What's going on here? Then there's the MAGA-themed glorification of the Savior to all the world's problems. Is she talking about me, Jesus, Trump, or Elon? She speaks very vague, and it's weird because she claims that she's a writer. She has a book out, so she's a writer. I can't say she claims because she actually has a book, and once you publish a book, I'll call you a writer. The other thing is multiple names connected to the same person, which seems like an intentional diversion. He even claimed that Christian Coffins isn't his real name. No, I said it. I didn't claim it. Christian Coffins is not my real name. It's a stage name. Hello. He also uses the last name Romero. Never have. I don't know where she's getting information, but no, I am not a Romero. That is not my last name. Andrew Christian. Don't Google Andrew Christian. You're gonna get a bunch of photos of gay dudes in underwear because Andrew Christian is a gay underwear designer, and being Christian Andrew and having christianandrew.com, which is my website if you want to look into who I really am. I'm a technical designer, and I've done a bunch of cool stuff. So yeah, don't search Andrew Christian though. If you search for Christian Andrew, you still get Andrew Christian because he's a very popular gay underwear designer. And Andrew Christian Sanchez. Okay, well, you got me. That's right. I'm the Dirty Sanchez. So, I get to say spick, and you can't say anything about it. It's like our N-word, Both show the same person. The other connection is Byron Bunyadi. That's my old boss. Like, what are you trying? So, and then she has these photos of me. Look at that handsome devil. Look at him. Yeah. So what's really interesting is then the comments here. I, of course, invited her to the show tonight. Tune in tonight. You'll be put on blast, sweetheart. No one responded to that. Where do I recognize this guy? Tina put him on radar. So I'm on the radar. And then this person said shared. And then Johanna Maynard, she's going to want to remove these because she posted, he won't walking out of that courthouse today, laugh crying emoji. So then I responded, that a threat, Cupcake? You really stuck your face in the hornet's nest, because you did, and here we are. He won't be walking. If you're going to make a threat, check your grammar. And they haven't responded, so I think that they're a little scared of me, and they should be, because let's take a look. This is her page, Johanna Maynard. And be sure not to like and subscribe. Thumbs down. And report her, because this is not the first time that she has actually been involved with shenanigans. Assault, libel, slander. So, yeah. Yeah, we got you. And let's take a look at her website. She sells apparel. And it seems rather sacrilegious. They have a Mary sticker, but then they have Christ on whatever the fuck this is. Maybe she can explain herself. But it's pretty blasphemous. And as a Christian named Christian, I don't appreciate it. Ah, I know this symbol. Yeah, she's some like witchy bitch Democrat, isn't she? Some fucking scumbag. Yeah. See what the chat's saying about all this. You think I look better clean shaven? My fiance would disagree, and she wins. So Also, I mean, it is really, I haven't touched a razor in so long. I just pluck, and it's very satisfying. She wrote this book, High Psi, Anomalous, and Psychial Phenomenon. She's an MK Ultra MELAB survivor, she claims, on her book. It's interesting for someone that's an MK Ultra survivor that you're going after people that are trying to expose these kinds of things, because that's all we do here at DarkDox. Expose all of you scumbags, shed light on the darkness. We darks the doc. And you're dark, so we're doxing you, bitch. How you like that? So, yeah, you're a scumbag, and we got your ass, and your address, and your phone numbers. And we're not going to do anything with them, because we're not criminals like you. But a lot of people like us that are criminals, and I'm not encouraging anyone to do anything with this information. But it goes to show you that when you get scumbags like this looking into you and talking shit about you, you're over the target. And that's why you should support Predator Hunter Nation for bringing this bullshit into our life. And it's actually welcomed. Please bring all of your other lefty scumbag friends so we can dox them as well and know who all of you people are, because the times they are changing. All right, that's the end of our doxing segment. Let's get into the business. So, what is she so upset about? Your prostate can be as good as new. Do it in the mornings. I do. Why this isn't making headlines, no one knows. Over 2.7 trillion with a T dollars found in fraudulent U.S. government payments discovered. Caroline Leavitt responds. See what she has to say.
Back to DOGE just for a second. Earlier, the subcommittee headed by Chairman Marjorie Taylor Greene, her and her staff discovered $2.7 trillion in improper payments to Medicare, Medicaid, overseas, to people who should not have gotten it. Some in this room might have missed that press conference. Can you elaborate on what the president is thinking at this point?
Well, again, that's another example. There's a very long list of the fraud, waste, and abuse that DOGE is identifying on a daily basis. Elon Musk also talked about yesterday about Social Security payments that are going out the door for people who are no longer with us. Unfortunately, I would say that is certainly fraud. There's also a lot of contracts they've identified that, just as a hypothetical example, are $1 million, but only 500,000 went out the door. So where's the rest of that cash? And so that's the thing. Those are the things that DOGE is working on every single day. And I would just remind everybody in this room, this is what President Trump campaigned on doing. He's delivering on a promise that 70.
How are you going to cut off the clip right there? Come on, Gateway Pundit. I mean, they're doing great work, but do better. Yeah, so DOGE.GOV, which is the name of today's show, went live. And let's see what they got going on. Really? Nothing? I don't believe it. Oh.
Table is entitled Identifying and Disrupting Your Whiteness, a workshop addressing power and privilege toward anti-racist spaces. The term whiteness refers to race privilege, a way of seeing the world and a set of cultural practices that are usually unmarked and unnamed. Whiteness is often unrecognized, particularly by...
Okay, so the Department of Education terminated grants to 4 equity assistance centers totaling 33 million. 33... the magic number. One provided professional learning around critical race theory and racial literacy. So yeah, I mean, and what's really funny is that the media is saying like DOGE isn't being transparent. It's like it's on their X, it's on their website. They're like they're posting stuff. I mean, this is from 1:47 p.m. This is from 11:42 p.m. This is from 11:40 p.m. I mean, they're just at it and showing receipts in real time. So I'm looking forward to this is going to be part of our beat. DOGE.GOV. I'm here for it. They have a little clip with MTG.
$170 billion were overpayments made to dead people.
Criminals.
Are those no longer eligible for government programs?
Over $44 billion.
$44 billion?
$44 billion.
Over $44 billion were made in payments that could be here or not. They just don't know.
Medicare and Medicaid are the biggest contributors to improper payments.
Under the Biden administration, $764 billion went up in flames due to many factors like inaccurate record keeping or outright fraud.
By taking a deep dive into these organizations, the DOGE subcommittee can effectively eliminate the money spent by unelected bureaucrats.
Putting trillions of dollars back in the pockets of American taxpayers should not be a partisan issue.
It's our job to identify waste, fraud, and abuse in the government.
We're done putting America last.
We're done putting America last.
We're done putting America last.
Americans deserve to know where their taxpayer dollars are going and how their government spends it, and that's exactly what the DOGE subcommittee is going to give them.
I'm here for it. It's fantastic. America has 133 million registered voters. How could 159 million votes be cast? That's not important. What's important is that you're a racist. What is this from? Why did Doge posted that? Man, I'm starting to love our government. I thought I would never say that. But yeah, follow them on X, Doge Committee. It's fantastic. Trump nominee Linda McMahon grilled over dismantling the education department. Department of Education.
Way back in 18...
what Bernie Sanders has to say.
We recall from our history books, Abraham Lincoln was in Gettysburg. And he looked out on a field where soldiers...
He always looks like he's about to cry.
...died in the struggle against slavery. And he talked about the need to maintain a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. That was that short and very powerful Gettysburg Address. And I think in this country today, there is a growing fear that instead of having a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, we are looking at a government of billionaires, by billionaires, and for billionaires, whose job is not to improve life for ordinary people, but to make the people on top even wealthier. So in the midst of massive income
Boring.
Whose mother worked 2 jobs, trying to keep the lights on. I went to 4 different elementary schools by the 4th grade. When I think about the issue of education, I think about how in the world do we ever get to a meritocracy if the vast majority of the kids today are going to segregated schools that are failing those kids. 13 schools in Maryland where the average kid, 99% of the kids cannot perform at grade level.
What schools are still segregated?
Chicago on the south side, where I spent a lot of time, where 95% of the kids cannot perform at grade level. I think about Charleston, South Carolina, my hometown, where 60+% of
that's Tim Scott?
American males
Senator Scott, yeah.
don't go to college. I think about the quagmire pit of failure that is consistently the case in inner city schools across America. You talk about the resegregation of America's public schools, it's already happened. It's happening right now. Our public education spends $850 billion to disappoint families, millions of families across this country. 10% of the resources come from the federal government, and yet 80 to 90% of all the rules that suppress performance come from
So
Washington.
yeah, that's 2.5 hours long. Link in the description. I wish I had the time to go through all this, but I don't. And yes, the U.S. Treasury needs to be audited, and I understand that they're talking about auditing the Fed and the IRS. I'm here for it. Maxine Waters, we don't know what all they have on us.
The people of this country are being violated because all of our privacy is being taken up by Elon Musk and Trump, and we don't know what all they have on us. We don't know what all they have on us. The people of this
Poor
country
choice
are
of
being
words,
violated.
Maxine. Truth wants to come out with that one. I understand you and your husband own a bank. Just look into that. Why did Maxine Waters' comment upset some Democrats?
Congresswoman Maxine Waters of California made some controversial comments over the weekend when she urged supporters to harass members of the Trump administration in stores, in restaurants, in gas stations, wherever they're encountered, to protest the administration's policy of separating some illegal alien children from their parents at the border with Mexico.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant,
Shit. Okay. What else we got going on here? USAID paid $3 million to Gaza rapper who produced anti-Semitic songs, Republican lawmakers Mike Lawler claims. Let's watch.
But then you look at some of the expenditures by USAID. For instance, I uncovered over $3 million to a rap artist in Gaza producing anti-Israel, anti-Semitic songs. Is that the best use of American taxpayer dollars? I would venture not. And so one of the things that we're going to do in this hearing tomorrow, obviously, is go through what actually is the role of USAID, what should they be focused on, and frankly, what have they been focused on? And I think one of the things to keep in mind, Joe, in other parts of the world, some of the woke ideology that USAID was promoting is not welcomed by the people or the governments, and it actually can be counterproductive to what we're trying to accomplish.
Right.
So I think one of the things we need to recognize.
That's what you guys do, though. Like, that's what you go through in subcommittees. It's not like some radical Berkeley professor said, "Hey, let's give $3 billion to a rap artist in Gaza who's going to do anti-American and anti-Israel."
No, the Biden administration did. That's part of the problem here.
But you have Congress, though, who funds USAID. So shouldn't you all be making these calls instead of Elon Musk?
But Joe, one thing I will tell you, and you as a former member of Congress certainly understand this, in the separation of powers, sometimes when you're asking for information, the executive branch doesn't want to share it.
Going home as a United States, as vice president, one of the conductors said to me, "Hey, Joe, big deal."
I have to say, like that video just came up, and it's so nice not seeing this guy as our president anymore. Isn't that refreshing? That fucking crypt keeper, pedophile, scumbag, and his son. Where's his son? Come out and play, Hunter. Where are you? Woo! All right, get back to work, Doge. USAID also paid for a bunch of circumcisions, and I wanted to get more information on it, but their website's down. But if you go do a Google search for USAID circumcision, you get a bunch of interesting links. And what brought this up was Elon trolling over the weekend. So he renamed himself Harry Balls on X, and his little tagline says, "Circumcisions at a discount, now 50% off." Ouch. One of the things USAID was doing was offering free circumcisions throughout the world, but charging U.S. taxpayers ridiculously high prices. I decided to compete for the business.
Is what victory feels like.
Yeah! Yeah. So, and then when you try searching for this, you get this, you are entering the 2017-2020 archive for the United States Agency for International Development website. If you are looking for the current information, go to USAID.gov, which if you click that link, it goes nowhere. But on their old site, accelerating the scale up of voluntary medical male circumcisions for HIV prevention for maximum public health impact. This is total bullshit because, first of all, it's been proven that it does more harm than good. I'm actually an intactivist, and I saved my son's foreskin from the Jews. I should, let you know. That's my background information. I was able to find Jews against circumcision, so he was still able to have, because his mother's Jewish, and, not anti-Semitic. I don't care. It's not my thing. But, apparently it's not his thing either. And now he's getting a little bit older. But, I was able to save his foreskin because there are Jews against circumcision. I found a Yahoo group 14 years ago where they perform a Brit Shalom, which is a peaceful, non-violent naming ceremony for boys instead of the Brit Malach, I think it's called. Where they have a moil that cuts your foreskin off. And up in New York, some of them were even sucking the blood off of the foreskin, giving kids STDs, and it was killing them. Look that shit up. It's fucked up. And to go further, what they're using the foreskin for and why they're pushing it so much in hospitals, USAID.gov is down, as you can see. They sell the foreskin for stem cells. In fact, what was her name? Sandra Bullock was on the Ellen show a couple of years ago bragging about how her skin looks so good because she uses aborted fetal tissue and stem cells from foreskins. Here's from the USAID website all the information on the guidelines on how they're using your taxpayer dollars to cut other people's pricks off worldwide and make profits. Gay congressman calls for physical violence against Elon Musk. Fantastic headline. Let's watch the clip here.
I want to hear why, but do you think
those eyebrows,
that calling Elon Musk a dick is effective messaging for confronting what is a potentially irreversible transformation of the U.S. government?
Well, he is a dick. And I think he's also harming the American public in an enormous way. And what I think is really important, and what the American public want, is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. This is an actual fight for democracy, for the future of this country, and it's important to push back on the chairperson of this committee. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene talks about having decorum, about bipartisanship. This is the person that lies more than anybody else in the entire Congress. And so if she is going to make a mockery of hearings, I want to make sure that us as Democrats are bringing that same level of energy. And of course, after those comments, we went into exactly what Elon Musk is trying to do: dismantling the Department of Labor, dismantling the Department of Education, dismantling all of our consumer protection agencies. And so it's all important, but it's also important to get the attention of the American public and call Elon Musk out for what he is, and to make people know that Marjorie Taylor Greene is not a serious legislator, and she shouldn't be treated as such.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear the call. Did you? That's really funny that this comes up. Anyway, I digress. Well, I guess I'm going to have to read this article now because I didn't catch it in the video. Did you guys catch it? Robert Garcia, who is originally from Peru, called for physical violence against Elon Musk during an interview with CNN. Garcia, who is openly gay and displays a pride flag on his official social media accounts, was asked to walk back an offensive slur he uttered against Elon Musk during a congressional hearing. That's why. On the Department of Government. Then post a video here, bro. Make my job easier. Instead, the California congressman doubled down. Well, he is a dick. Interesting, huh? Because yesterday's episode, we had Anderson Pooper saying, he was calling someone a dick that didn't agree with him. Seems like a gay thing to do. He's a dick. dick. The congressman said, and I think he's also harming the American public in an enormous way. Mike Lindell that's a promo. Garcia then called for violence against Republicans. What I think is really important and what the American public wants is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. Man, I need this clip. This is an actual fight for democracy. This is a republic, not a democracy. Made a whole episode about it. For the future of this country, he said. All right, you can go fuck yourself, Garcia. It's now the Gulf of America. And I wanted to cover a little bit of this. Trump demands Associated Press use Gulf of America or lose access to the White House, which they did.
We end here
because they
tonight
didn't.
with the Gulf between the president and one of the world's largest news organizations. The Gulf in question is what's been called for 400 years the Gulf of Mexico, and what President Trump has ordered be called the Gulf of America.
The news organization is the Associated Press, whose style book is used by journalists around the world. The AP says the White House demanded that the AP follow the name change. When it did not, an AP reporter was barred from an Oval Office event.
The AP said it will continue to use Gulf of Mexico, noting the president's order carries authority only within the U.S. and as a global news agency, it must ensure place names are recognizable to all audiences. The AP said it did follow Mr. Trump's lead in changing Denali back to Mount McKinley because it lies within the U.S. and the president can change federal geographical names.
The AP protested the Oval Office ban, saying it impedes the public's access to independent news and violates a provision of the Constitution. The name of that provision, for more than 200 years, the First Amendment.
Yeah, so if you go to Google Maps, no, wrong screen. There she is, the Gulf of America. Google Maps updates Gulf of America name for U.S. users, though, not for the rest of the world, and that's a problem.
This is what you'll see on Google Maps today if you're in the US. The Gulf of Mexico has been renamed to the Gulf of America. It's a body of water between the US, Mexico, and Cuba. The name change comes after President Donald Trump announced this on his first day in office.
We are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
He then signed this order, which made it official. It meant that the name of the Gulf had to be changed on official US government documents. But Trump's order doesn't force other countries or companies to do the same. So why did Google make the change? In a statement following the order, Google said they have a long-standing practice of applying name changes when they have been updated in official government sources. They added, when official names vary between countries, map users see their official local name. Everyone in the rest of the world sees both names. So if you're in Mexico, you'll see this. If you're in the UK or any other part of the world, then you'll see this. Mexico's President, Claudia Sheinbaum, previously asked Google not to rename the Gulf. She said, for us, it is still the Gulf of Mexico. And for the entire world, it is still the Gulf of Mexico.
It's nice having trolls in the White House. Makes me smile. Do you know that I'm smiling way more? I have this like shit-eating grin all the time everywhere I go. All right, enough on that. Links are in the description for all these things. Meh. Jeesh. Overkill. Trump to hold presser tomorrow to reveal names of entities and people involved in government fraud and abuse. There's no chance that there's no kickbacks going on. That's right. It's really lame that I like the Brave browser and X embeds don't work on it, and that sucks. I'm not going to use Edge. Don't make me use Edge. Okay. Where's the video, though?
Some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that...
All right, good. Light show today. We got a light show. And we're halfway in, so I guess we can go ahead and do our paid promotions. I am actually an affiliate of thealexjonesstore.com, and if you go to thealexjonesstore.com/DarkDox, DARKDOX, then, just buy anything, sign up, whatever. I get 10%. So, if you're going to buy something anyway, it doesn't cost more, but, give me a cut, bro. Give me a cut. They got immune support. Silver Bullet is back. They got these silver coins. I got the atomic defense, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. Echinacea, sea moss, cumin power, biopurine, honey powder. They got crazy blades, say Infowars 1776 on them. I got the ultimate sea moss capsules with bladder rack and burdock root coming in the mail. I have the gummies now, which are fantastic, so I'm looking forward to the capsules because they're twice as strong. And they got t-shirts. They got all kinds of fun stuff. You want a hat that says big balls or biggest balls? They got those too. They're coming out with new stuff all the time. And I highly suggest, if you are going to support Infowars and Alex Jones and DarkDox, go ahead and join the VIP program. It's only $30 a month and you can cancel any time. The reason why I suggest this is because you get $40 in store credit. So you're pretty much just making $10 a month if you're planning on already buying these supplements, which are fantastic. I've been taking a bunch of them. The Ultimate Gut Cleanse is also really good. I highly recommend. But you also get access to the Infowars Lost Tapes collection. It's an MP3 archive from 2001 to 2008 of all of the Alex Jones Show shows. So, all the stuff right after 9/11, going into the Obama administration. A lot happened in those 8 years. It's fantastic. You also get between 10 and 40% off everything in the store all the time. So, it just makes sense if you plan on ever buying stuff from the store anyway. Join the VIP club and get it for cheaper. It's just that easy. Also, we have darkdox.me/shop. And I misspelled it. darkdox.me/shop. There we go. And we got thumb drives, projectors, micro SD cards, MP4 players, and they all come with a micro SD card with all of the Alex Jones films, as well as we make films as well, so the DarkDox films. We also have vast archives of PDFs of declassified federal documents and all sorts of, when Alex says, we have the documents, we have the documents, and if you buy these, you'll have the documents too. We got Trump buttons, we got vinyl records. In case you don't know and you're new, I'm Christian of Coffins from Sacred Owls, the band, and we are an anti-New World Order rock band. So we have our music, our films, we make comic books, we make all kinds of cool stuff. So check us out at darkdox.me/shop. Back to the news. President Trump commends Elon, announces a new conference set for tomorrow. Okay, yeah, so they're gonna be naming names. Let's take a look.
It's hard to believe.
Considering exemption, talk about widespread fraud and abuse.
Oh yeah, tremendous fraud. There's tremendous fraud, and it's hard to believe that you can have that kind of fraud. You're talking about are you talking about what? Wait. Which are you talking? You're talking about with regard to all of the investigations that are going on about this stupidity. What we're going to do is tomorrow I'm having a news conference. I'm going to read to you some of the names that hundreds of millions and even billions of dollars have been given to. And if you tell me that we should be giving money to those things, those entities, I think you'll probably have to leave as a reporter because you're not very talented. When you look at the kind of money, billions and billions of dollars being thrown away illegally, and there's no chance. I say it in front of our Attorney General. There's no chance that there's not kickbacks or something going on. When you give millions and millions of dollars to somebody that stands to look at something for 15 minutes and walks away with millions of dollars, that money's coming back in some form. And that's only one form of corruption. The biggest thing is what they do to our country. They're taking massive amounts of money and spending it on items. I went through a list of 200 expenditures that were made, and I found 3 that looked like they were reasonable. Okay, 3. And we'll be talking about that tomorrow. We have a lot of stuff. And I want to commend Elon because he's done he doesn't need this. He's abused by you people every day. He's found more things than anybody could find. I think he's got the credibility to do it. I know he does. And it's his group of people. They started off with 12. I call them 12 geniuses. They started off with 12, and they went to 20 and 25, and now they're up to almost 100. People are joining to help them because this is a massive fraud.
You got to join, Alex. I mean, Jake Newman, I see you in the chat. Join Doge. Give you something to do. We got geniuses in the chat, by the way, just so you know. Lee Zeldin reveals shocking abuse by Biden's EPA. $20 billion parked at outside financial institutions in the last-minute heist. There's an undercover video. I love these. Ugh. Is there a link? Thank you. Is this the one I played yesterday? No. Is this a new one?
Now we're just having to get the money out as fast as possible before they come in and like it truly feels like we're on the Titanic and we're throwing like gold bars off the top hatch. Who are the gold bars going to? Nonprofits, states, tribes. We gave them the money because it was harder. If it was a government-run program, they could take the money away. No. If Trump won, and because it was a insurance policy against Trump winning. Until the Trump people come in and tell us we can no longer give out money. I do environmental, climate, policy things.
Really?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Is that here? That stuff is here?
I mean, because I do like federal government climate things. Well, I have been doing that, but that might change. But
why?
So look at the EPA. So a lot is going to change.
Amazing.
So I do, you know, the Inflation Reduction Act.
Amazing.
Yes.
Okay, Biden's climate law.
Yes.
Yeah. So I do IRA implementation. I work with like Biden appointees. The money that we've given out like tens of billions of dollars, like over the last year. Over the last year, we've given out probably like $50 billion.
$50 million?
Billion with a B.
$50 billion.
Yes, for climate things. So like to go work for one of these places, I think would be really cool.
What are the places that you've given them to?
It's only been a few weeks, so it's a little early. But like green banks. So they're like nonprofit institutions that are like making it more
loyal employee is back. Hello, Silver Sun.
Like climate project. I do implementation now. So I do like how do you spend $100 billion? How do you make sure that like they're the proper? Well, until recently, how do you make sure the proper like processes are in place to like prevent fraud and to prevent abuse and to like ensure that like we are funding like good paying jobs and that sort of stuff. Now we're just having to get the money out as fast as possible before they come in and like talk.
Really?
Yeah.
You can do that?
Yeah, you're crazy if you wear an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Why not? Because if it's not gonna...
Basically, that's where it all is now. I mean, now it all is like... It truly feels like we're on the Titanic and we're throwing like gold bars off the top hatch.
Does it really?
Yeah, this is the gold bars guy. We played this yesterday. They all look the same to me. I don't have a lower third. I'm back. That was a close one. Without a lower third, like my organs fall out. Just so you know, there's nothing down here. All my I'm like you seen RoboCop? It's like that. It's true.
I'm 20 hours a day committed, and I hate it when I go to sleep.
Me too. Dems want to rape and murder Trump. Bound report. Let's watch.
There's no chance that there's not kickbacks or something going on. When you give millions and millions of dollars to somebody that stands to look at something for 15 minutes and walks away with millions of dollars, that money's coming back in some form. And that's only one form of corruption.
Senator Warren, I just want to answer a question. How did you get a $12 million net worth on a $200,000 salary in Congress?
Thank you. An extremely disturbing video circulated 2 months ago featuring a Biden EPA political appointee talking about how they were tossing gold bars off the Titanic.
We're just having to get the money out as fast as possible before they come in and like talk.
Really?
Yeah.
You can do that?
To an extent.
Rushing to get billions of your tax dollars out the door before Inauguration Day. The gold bars were tax dollars. And tossing them off the Titanic meant the Biden administration knew they were wasting it.
The Democrat Party vomits up hypocrisy, violence, and stupidity, blocking the very transparency they claim to defend.
People of this country are being violated because all of our privacy is being taken up by Elon Musk and Trump, and we don't know what all they have on us. What all they have on us.
And some people have actually been talking about impeaching President Elon Musk.
We're going to make sure you understand what democracy looks like. This ain't it.
But sometimes
It's not a democracy.
it's necessary. When Elon Musk forces his way into the United States Treasury and threatens to steal your personal information and your Social Security check, there is the possibility of violence. Sometimes the devil will act so ugly that you have no other choice but to get violent and fight.
Agitating. We will see you in the courts, in Congress, in the streets. Elon Musk is a Nazi nutball baby.
Well, I will say, why not talk this way? Because Jesus did. Jesus said in this
No, he didn't, dick.
The kingdom of heaven suffers what? Violence. And the who? The violent take it by force. The kingdom of God is a war zone. It is a battlefield. You did know this, right?
And with the
That dude's a Satanist.
Is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. This is an actual
there we go.
fight for democracy, for the future of this country, and it's important to push back on the chairperson of this committee.
Look, let me
Those eyebrows have their own zip code.
Umbrage here. I'll speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people and advancing progress.
I want to hear why, but do you think that calling Elon Musk a dick is effective messaging for confronting what is a potentially irreversible transformation of the U.S. government?
Well, he is a dick.
I don't swear in public very well, but we have to Trump.
He does call most people disgusting and disgusting, cruel, pedo. When he calls you a pedo, that's when you know he loves you. You know, that's
we're headed that way. I don't know, but you pointed
You,
it
not
out.
me.
And look, let's just get to the source here.
Yeah,
It's just so clear the guy wants to me. I mean,
That's what I said.
We are all willing to work with anyone who's serious.
And you had mentioned trying to engage more women in manufacturing. I'm just wondering if just the name manufacturing sounds like a guy.
I think today Donald Trump is going to sign an executive order banning black people from halftime.
Elon.
What?
Take your
He was a fan.
millions and musty Moscow rights to the moon. Because if you don't, we're going to stand up, we're going to speak out, we're going to march, we're going to do anything we need to do to make sure that the people of this country understand that the CFPB is for them. You get your musty hands off of our money or go to Moscow. You musty moo.
This isn't about
Yeah, you musty moo moo moo. That was a great supercut. We played a lot of that yesterday. Check out yesterday's episode, Republic, because it was really funny making fun of all of these weirdos. It was a good episode yesterday. This one's even better. They get better every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at youtube.com/Sacred Owls. Shocking footage. NSW health nurses caught on live stream video bragging about killing Israeli patients. That's nice. 2 nurses from Bankstown Hospital in Sydney, Australia had been suspended after a video surfaced showing them making abhorrent anti-Semitic remarks and bragging about killing and refusing to treat Israeli patients. Is there video? See, I can't play. I want to play this video, so I'm going to go to another browser, I guess. I got to figure this out. Fucking Edge. You trash. But they play clips on Edge for some reason. Maybe it's like an ad blocker thing. I don't know. Let's watch.
I'm not sure if this might interest you.
Because there's ads.
But people ask me, how did you
That's why I like Brave.
lose so much?
Introducing the Ungun, the non-lethal self-defense platform. Lightweight and simple to use. It uses...
Gay.
You know what? Oh, shit. How are you, man? Good, how are you, my man? Pretty good. Are you a nurse, a doctor?
I'm a doctor, my man.
A doctor? For what?
In hospital. What about you? Where you from?
I'm from Israel, from the Holy Land.
You know what? I'm gonna be really honest with you.
All right.
I'm gonna be really honest with you. You actually got a really, really beautiful eyes.
Thank you,
but
man.
I'm so upset that you're Israeli. Like, eventually you're gonna get killed and you're gonna go to Jahannam, inshallah. Like these pretty eyes, they should stay in this world for longer.
Why do you think? Why do you think I'm gonna get killed?
It's Palestine's country, not
Hello,
your country. You piece
how
of
are you?
shit.
What's your name?
One day, your time will come and you will die the most.
We spread
listen to me.
peace.
Listen to me.
And
when
you
your-
spread
when your
death.
time comes.
How are you, doctors? Wait.
I want you to remember my face.
Okay,
so
okay.
You can understand
Gotcha.
That you will
I have
die
a question
the most
though.
disgusting death.
This is on Instagram.
All right, for sure. I have a question though.
Yeah, what's your...
I have a question. Let's say an Israeli. God
I won't treat
forbid.
them. I won't treat them. I'll kill them.
You'll kill them? So if an Israeli is in Australia and God forbid something happened to him and he comes
Not
to your
God forbid,
hospital,
I hope to God.
would you kill him?
You have no idea how many Israeli Khara dog came to this hospital and I sent him to Jahannam. I
For
literally
real?
sent him to Jahannam.
שני הרופאים האלה מאוסטרליה אומרים בפירוש שלא יטפלו בישראלים שיבואו לבית חולים שלהם באוסטרליה שיהרגו אותם ושהם הרגו אותם כבר.
Wow. There's a lot going on there. Can't we all just get along? Go back to work, Chris Hansen. Thomson Reuters, a far-left propaganda arm, receives funding from the U.S. Department of Defense for active social engineering defense, large-scale social deception. Elon Musk responds. We covered this yesterday, so if you want more information on that, check it out. But I want to hear the response. USAspending.gov. Where's the response? Social engineering life cycle. I mean, these people are gross. Like, they just... This is what they spend their time doing. They just... Hey, Dean Newman, any relation? Yeah. Let's see what's going on. What's going on over here? Right. Yeah, so yeah, it's nothing new. I thought he actually like had a response, but yeah, this is what we covered yesterday. Yeah, Thomson Reuters Special Services, Department of Defense. This is all of the censorship and misinformation and disinformation and malinformation, all that bullshit that they're trying to accuse us of for simply covering news and stuff and banning us from being like, hey, look, this is weird, don't do that. And then higher gov's active social engineer defense, large-scale social deception, or LSD. Total obligated $9.1 million and awarded. There's a breakdown for all that. Links in the description. Harrowing footage. Armed attacker rushes priest mid-service. What do we got here? No one hurt during knife attack on pastor in Winnipeg church, police say. Then why am I covering it? I only cover it when people get hurt. No, let's watch the clip. Why not? Why the hell not? He stabs the table. And he just sits there. It feels like, when I watch clips like that, it just really feels like it's like a zombie game or something. Like, these people are weird zombie NPCs. Suspect allegedly attacks churchgoer during service, deploys suspicious device when police respond. Report of assault at St. Peter's and Paul Church. Responding officers encountered a suspect with an improvised device. Pursuit incurs. The suspect apprehended by SFPD and another county. What the hell's wrong with you people? Yeah, you saw that. Block. I will not disable. Mitch McConnell explains his sad lone no vote on Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. The only Republican that voted no. I'll accept your cookies. I always accept the cookies, but they never bring me cookies. The former Senate Majority Leader couldn't get a single Republican vote with him against confirming Tulsi Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence. He's gone from being one of the most powerful men in the GOP to shut up. Face of the conservatism. The failing to convince a single Republican colleague to vote no with him on Tulsi Gabbard nomination for Director of National Intelligence. The former Senate Majority Leader was the only Republican to vote no on Gabbard's confirmation on Wednesday, not noting her support for NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden, American patriot. Her support for Russia's Vladimir Putin. Has she supported... They keep saying she supports Putin, but like where, how, when? And her views on China as deal breakers for him. Blah, blah, blah. Don't care. Link in description. Oh. Skipped something. Maybe it was good. Munich car attack. Latest. At least 30 injured as extremist drives Mini into... I don't mean to laugh, but... You're going to hit 30 people with a Mini Cooper?
A car has driven into a crowd of trade union demonstrators in Munich, leaving multiple people injured, including a child, according to reports. At least 15 people are said to be injured, Bild newspaper reported. Police confirmed on X they had detained the driver and did not consider him to pose a further threat. Shots were fired before the driver accelerated and then sped into the demonstrators on Seidelstrasse, according to the German outlet. Police are working to clarify whether the move was deliberate or not. Dozens of ambulances and police were seen at the site surrounding what appears to be a grey Mini Cooper with a smashed-up windscreen. The incident reportedly took place at a rally organised by German trade union Verdi.
That color is more like eggshell, I would say.
There is currently a major police operation in the area
Mother
of
of pearl.
Dachauer Strasse, adding, "We are on site."
You people are fucked. You're fucked right in your ass.
I got a DHS letter in the mail this morning, and I just now opened it. And somebody reported me to the state of Michigan because I'm making money on TikTok, and I drive a 2024 BMW. They have cut my food stamps from almost $4,000 a month down to $88 a month. They are telling me if I want a review that I have to sell my car. So you're telling me if you were on welfare, food stamps, cash assistance, Section 8, you can't drive a nice car? They are forcing me to sell my brand new BMW.
I hope she's trolling, because...
Cash assistance and disability back. That's right, Moa. I got all three back, and now I'm getting twice the amount in food stamps than I was getting because I did the review and I did like the plea. and then I'm also getting a little bit more in cash, and then disability. Me and my husband, both my kids, and then of course.
So she's married, and they're living in Section 8, and she's getting 95% of her mortgage paid by Section 8, and $4,000 a month in food stamps. What does she have, like 50 kids? Like, I don't know. That brings us back to the show. Doge, go get that woman. If you like what we do, then please continue to come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at DarkDox. I'm sorry, at YouTube.com/Sacred Owls. But we are also at Rumble.com/DarkDox, BitChute.com/DarkDox, and X.com/Sacred Owls Unite, because they banned all of my other ones back when they were Twitter. So that's the most recent ones. So, like, subscribe, Also, I'm on cash.app/DarkDox as well, because I'm not on Section 8 and I don't get food stamps. So maybe you can buy me a chicken dinner by scanning this code, please. I'm so hungry. But yeah, and support Alex Jones, AlexJonesStore.com/DarkDox. That concludes this entire week, right? No, I almost forgot. I was feeling bad about that. Greg has a special report. I'm sorry it's at the end of the show. I just kept forgetting. One day I'll grow up and do this right.
RFK Jr. is now the Health and Human Services Secretary. It is now official. 52 senators voted yay, 48 voted nay, including the Republican Mitch McConnell, who was already on his way out, so no shock there. Now, RFK Jr. said today, quote, "God sent me President Trump." We know that Senator Scott from Florida cast the deciding vote to secure RFK Jr.'s nomination. That was a big moment when we finally got to 51. That was awesome. Another thing that happened, during the swearing in, there were many technical glitches. Now, this is highly unusual. The only other time I've seen it happen like this was on August 23rd in Arizona, when Trump introduced Kennedy to the stage. There were no technical issues before or after Kennedy was on that stage next to President Trump. So let your conspiracy mind wander there. Is there a glitch in the matrix when Kennedy and Trump are on the same stage? I don't think so, but it's fun to think about. God bless you all. Let's get back to the show.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, let's play a little bit of this. This is from Greg Fernandez Jr.'s page over there at youtube.com/Greg Fernandez Jr. Play a little bit of this.
Last year, Bobby is going to lead a great national mission to make America healthy again, and he's going to do it. I think he's going to do things that will really make us very proud of this day. Like his father, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and his uncle, President John F. Kennedy, Bobby has devoted much of his life to serving his fellow Americans in his campaign for president, and he was a very tough competitor.
Every time I see Cheryl David, I'm like, I feel like I'm watching Curb Your Enthusiasm.
But in his campaign for president in 2024, Bobby
Surreal seeing her here.
Together a coalition of supporters across party lines, and he really worked very hard, and he had tremendous support, unbelievable support, and I think a lot of that support came my way when we decided to do a little merger, and it was really great, and it was very loyal, incredible people. They believe in him so strongly.
Amen.
Because he's a fierce advocate for the health of our children and for the values of free speech, democracy, and peace. And people are going to be very impressed, I have no doubt. I've known him a long time. He's been a friend of mine a long time. Perhaps most importantly, though, Bobby created a nationwide movement made up of millions and millions of mothers and fathers and young people and concerned citizens of every background who want to end this horrible chronic disease crisis that exists in America. He's absolutely committed to getting dangerous chemicals out of our environment and out of our food supply and getting the American people the facts and the answers that we deserve. after years in which our public health system has squandered the trust of our citizens, and they really have. They don't trust us. They don't trust anybody, frankly. They've gone through hell. There's no better person to lead our campaign of historic reforms and restore faith in American health care. Bobby's going to do it. The United States spends more money in health than any other country on earth, but we're growing sicker every year. We're not as healthy as countries that spend just a fraction of what we spend, so there's something wrong. He's going to figure it out. In recent decades, we've seen staggering increases in cancer rates across all age demographics, including more than 40% increase in childhood.
So all the video's about 48 minutes. He got the technical glitches and everything. Oh yeah, we got one more short for you. Look at that. This is a hidden tab here at the end of the show. The MAGA hat is violating federal law.
This is the Hill. Quote, Republican source tells me that special government employee Elon Musk wearing a MAGA hat in the Oval Office appears to violate the Hatch Act. What? Now, it's not, the hat didn't say like Trump 2024 or whatever. Like the Hatch Act, they say you're not supposed to wear or display partisan political buttons or stuff like that. You're engaging in political activity, like if you're working for the government and while you're on duty in any federal room or building, etc. Okay, so the hat that he's wearing was a black Make America Great Again hat. Explain to me how that's partisan. Anybody. So wanting America to be great is considered partisan and you shouldn't like that? You know what the Hatch Act also purports to do is to make sure that you're enacting federal programs without
the
bias.
Hatch Act.
So that's a violation of the Hatch Act. All the USAID funding for all of this propaganda is literally a violation of the Hatch Act. Him wearing a hat that just merely says "Make America Great," that's a patriotic statement. You absolute communist cucks. This is the Hill. Quote, Republican source tells me that special
That's the Dana Show
employee
on YouTube.
Elon Musk wearing
Never heard of her before. She's spicy. I like her. All right. Well, it's time to go back to outer space. And Doge, you get back to work. Chris Hansen, you get back to work. And Hunter, you go to jail. And we're going to go back to SeaWorld, which is my favorite place. And so I don't forget on Monday, I need to make myself a little bit bigger. Ah! It's painful every time I do it. And that about does it. It's 9:08 on a Thursday. We take Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off for my sanity and yours. So please enjoy your weekend. And this is Christian Coffins signing off once more saying, beware, take care, have a great weekend.
DarkDox Digest. DarkDox Digest. DarkDox Digest. DarkDox Digest.
Welcome to the February 13th, 2025 edition of the DarkDox Digest with your host, Christian Coffins.
DarkDox Digest. DarkDox Digest.